right, so we were doing a little inspection on this 2006, I think it is, Rancher 350 ES, and we found out that we have a little bit of play in the front end, and it is from this front shock. I guess these are notorious for the bottom shock bushings to go out. An easy way to check this is just kind of grab the wheel. You can check tie rod ends, wheel bearings, stuff like that too, but you can grab this and move it up ever so slightly, and you can feel it, and then look and you can see it. So seeing that, we got to remove that shock, which is only two bolts to get to, but we got to remove this wheel and tire. So 17 mil. Get this thing out of the way. I always have two bolts, one down here, one up top. 14 millimeters, and yeah, relatively easy to get to. All right, so here's the shock, and you can see this thing is all loose in here. Now these are pretty easy. Actually, can I get it out by hand? Might be able to. So get something. Easy enough to push these out, right? So that's not too bad. But you'll see these things will wear really, really weird. And they'll be oblong. It's really hard to tell in here, but it's not actually flush all the way across. It's got a little divot in here. So either way, we still have these seals. It's really dirty, so it's hard to see, but you got a seal on this side and a seal on this side that you can just use a screwdriver and you pry up and pop these out. All right, so here's the kit that we got from Tusk. You can get these on Amazon, eBay, Rocky Mountain ATV, stuff like that. But from Tusk, here's the part number. And it's the kit that rebuilds like this entire thing, bushings for the top and the bottom. So here's that little insert you can put through the bottom here. This is the top bushing. We're not replacing this, but it does come with it. Your seals. And a new bushing for the bottom. All right, so we got the shock here. Clean these up as the best you can. You can get like a screwdriver or a pick or something and clean this up, and then spray it out with some brake clean. Just get as clean as you possibly can. Now this thing is a little bit oblong, but not all that bad. So we're just gonna put the new seals in and the bushing. But if you do, if it's really bad, that's where you could add this piece right here. You might have to sand this a little bit, get that a little bit bigger, and then you can put this insert in. But this one's not all that bad, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to put these seals in, put a little bit of grease on it. Just kind of get it started. You might be able to just get it in with your fingers, which that's basically in there. Get the other one. Put a little grease in here. This is all nice and greased up. If you have to, you just tap around it and get it flush with the outside here. Final part, put the bushing in. Again, just put some grease on it. Slide right in there. No play whatsoever. So now we can just mount this back up to the four-wheeler and you're good to go. So to note, this kit will only do one side, so you do need to buy two of those Tusk kits to get this job done if you're doing both sides of the four-wheeler. A good rule of thumb is anything with suspension related components like this is you want to actually take these and put them to torque torque spec, or just tighten them up when the quad's actually down and kind of loaded up a little bit. So we're just going to snug these up. All right, so it's snugged up a little bit. We're going to check it, make sure there's no play. Looks good. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, don't be afraid to leave them in the comment section below. As always, God bless.